Said I'm living my best life. Said I'm living my best life. Made a couple M's with my best friends. Turned all my L's into lessons. You see the whip pulling up, it's like skirt. Dreams pulling up, I'm like skirt. I'm living my best life. It's my birthday, at least that's what I'm dressed like.
I'm like Big Pop mixed with Tupac. I'm like Machiavelli, Nita, Little Caesar pizza. I be hot and ready, nigga. You a pussy and a rat. You like Tom and Jerry, nigga. You ain't ballin', you just talking. That's that commentary. I was in the field, man.
Hi everybody. You guys gonna say hi with me? No, okay, that's not helpful. Keep it going. But hi, welcome to Life Behind the Dream. My name is Ray.
I'm Stacy. I'm Malika.
So let me tell you a little bit about myself. Right now I am a supervisor at Qdoba. I'm also a medical assistant, and I haven't been doing it. I've been a medical assistant for about 2-3 years. I haven't been doing medical assistant work since April because I've been trying to open my schedule for my modeling. And I've been doing modeling for about 1.5 years now, which has been progressing greatly. My dreams, like, I just want to continue to be successful. Everything I've done is pretty much on my own, and like, with not as much support as I wish I had, but again, every experience that I've experienced is like, only made me stronger. So, and I like the progress that I've made, so I just want to continue to achieve all the goals that like I've been achieving. My next step is moving to ATL so I can pursue my acting career and finish on with my modeling. So.
Y'all, this is the last time I'm sick of y'all. Hi everyone, I'm Malika. 25 years old. I work with children at a daycare center. I'm a teacher. I love what I do. You know, I love helping young kids. I love helping people. So hopefully with this talk show, we're able to like expose our true selves and, you know, relate to others and be able to inspire young people to just be themselves and just work hard for what they believe in.
My name is Stacy once again. What I do for a living, I guess you can say, is I'm a finance specialist at an adult day center, and what I do is I work behind the scenes on the financial side, and I pay medical bills, and I also handle that whole insurance piece for them and work behind the scenes with that, with like Medicare and Mass Health, stuff like that. So that's what I do right now. I'm not really sure where I'm headed or where I'm trying to go. I'm just letting the course take me wherever I'm supposed to go, because I just feel like right now I'm in a space where I just need to explore to figure out what it is that I want to do. But I will say that I do love helping people, which is why I'm where I'm at now, because I get to help the elderly people with the things that they need regarding health care and health insurance. But I do know that there's a bigger calling for me. But I know that, you know, one day I'll be doing what I love, and when I find out what that is, I'll be able to share that with all of you.
So our topics for today was friendships and relationships. That's what we was gonna cover for today. But since we got on the employment role, and you know, I just wanted to shed a little light on that, you know, just to talk about like what we like about our jobs and what we don't like, of course, because we all have that. And I know we all work for the money, of course, because we got bills to pay, but I think it's important that we find a job that we enjoy, you know, because we all have things going on, and I have things going on, so I'm talking for myself. So I would love to go to a job where I can just forget about what's going on at home and to just work, like my medical assistant job. When I go there, I just forget about everything at home, and I just, like, you know, take care of all my patients. I love my patients. I love taking care of people, and it's actually working in the medical field. It's broadened, you know, my eye to like how many sicknesses is going around in the world, and how how much people actually really need people. And it's unfortunate that, like, you know, how our society is set up and not everybody thinks that way. But hopefully with this talk show, we can get more people to like come together and just like, you know, care for one another more often, I guess. So what do you guys like about your job and what do you guys don't like about your job?
Are we talking like professional wise or benefits wise?
Or whatever wise, I guess. I don't know.
I'd say benefit wise, how it's my job benefits me, what I like about it. I like the fact that they're flexible. I like the fact that my job is accessible, right in Mattapan. I like that I'm able to, you know, have relationships with different managers in the building. And I think that that's important because we're a small company. Our CEO is located right in my building where I work. So it's very important for me to be able to build relationships with the people that I work with. And I think that that's a good benefit that I'm able to have since we are a small company. I mean, I have a lot of things that I love, but that's just, you know, one of the main ones. Some things that I don't like, I don't want to get fired. Right. But I will say that, you know, just regarding the things that I don't like about work, I think that, you know, there's ways to handle everything, of course. So I will speak about the way that I handle things that I don't like. I just make sure I address it, and I make sure that I talk to the appropriate person. And I think that that's another benefit that I do have. If there's something that I feel like, you know, I need or a problem that I'm having, I'm able to go to the appropriate people and they're able to handle it appropriately.
That's the appropriate way to say it.
In basic terms.
Politically correct. I love my job working with like young babies and like toddlers at this age right now, since I don't have any kids of my own. Right now I'm happy that I don't have any kids of my own, dealing with them for 8 hours a day. It's just like a fulfillment for me. They're so, you know, adorable and they really are so innocent in this world. And like to keep their mind that way for a while until, you know, they're exposed to things that, you know, that'll take that, you know, innocence from them away. I want them to be as happy in my, you know, care and in my, just like in my presence. You know, I love little kids. Love babies, toddlers, and the way that they learn. Very exciting. Since I don't remember things when I was a baby, I'm like, oh, I used to do that too. That's what I used to do. Yeah, so that's like the most that I love about my job is like the actual kids, taking care of them. Working on, you know, building stronger relationships with people at my job. Just because, you know, everybody has different personalities. Some are stronger than others. Some don't agree with certain things. And at the workplace, at your work environment, you want to be as cordial and as like respectful to people. And I'm very respectful to others. It's just some people don't reciprocate that respect back, and it's hurtful. You know, trying to be professional in a, you know, an environment where you're like, you have to put on a mask sometimes, like literally every day. You know, especially being a black woman in a job we're really diverse here. So I'm not gonna lie, but the boss is, you know, somebody who isn't of my race.
Where there's not many, I'd say maybe people of diversity and management maybe.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, they're watching closely on like people like myself, especially being young, you know, African American, somebody who's successful. You know, I graduated college this year. That was a surprise for most people. You know, like why should it be surprising that someone like me graduated, you know, instead of like congratulating me and being happy for somebody like me, you know? So it's just like I put a smile on every day and I go there and do my job as I'm supposed to do and be as professional as I can. And I go home, you know? So that's why hopefully with this show we're able to like expose certain things and talk about things that a lot of people like us can relate to, and so it can be, I don't know, just like talked about, you know. It's not trying to be negative or like positive, but just saying that you can go through this and get through it too, you know? It doesn't have to hold you back.
Girl, how do you deal with other people's kids? How? Like even my own, I don't have any of my own, just to be clear. But my nieces, nephews, I have a little brother and sister. I I can only spend a few hours.
Oh shit, girl.
It's just a few hours.
Yeah.
I have to call them.
Definitely, it's a job for patience.
Can I drop them off now?
Yeah. It's a job. I'm telling you, like, you definitely got to be patient, and it also depends on like who you work with too in the room. Like, if you're working with somebody who's also not as motivated to be working with children, then that energy is gonna rub up on you, and you're gonna be like, this motherfucker here today. You know, like you're gonna be mad at the kid just because you have like no help. You know, like you're by yourself doing it. Like that used to be me in another like organization that I used to work with kids. I'm not gonna name it. You know, because I ain't gonna try to bring that negative energy in this room, okay? Just saying that I'm blessed now to be back where I'm at right now. But yeah, you know, it takes a lot of patience to work with children, and if you don't have that, I feel like people shouldn't work with them. I really do love kids, like, and when I have kids of my own, I would never want anybody to mistreat them, which is why I feel like karma's real. So I treat these kids like if they were my own.
So if somebody is talking, if a kid is being very disobedient, he is acting out, like, what do you do, Malika?
So there was one incident though, I'm not gonna lie, like I blacked out one time. So I blacked out? Yeah, like, because I didn't know what to do.
For example, sorry to cut you up, yesterday, I was at casting. And I love kids, mind you. I love them, but just like I just can't go home with them.
Right, exactly.
But I love them. So I was hanging with this little girl at casting, and then she just started, you know, showing her little tail and you know trying to be cute. And next thing she had snots, and I had wiped her snots at first, and then she was trying to be funny, and she just like blew it. And I was like, oh no, see, you need to.
You had it
in daycare, right? The mom wouldn't be there. So what would you do? Because I would have been like, you need to go on time now.
I was gonna say, it depends on like the age of that child who did that. Do you know what age she was?
She was probably like 4 or 5.
Oh, that girl is old. Like she was an old girl. She knows better than to do that. She just did that. I felt like to teach.
She was just being funny.
Yeah,
right,
like she just like, okay, you wipe my nose. Let me show you. Like kids really do have that. Exactly. I'm gonna say kids are really, really smart. Like they know so much. Don't let the like cute little small selves fool you. Like they know so much. This is where I'm going with the story with this little boy. And I was like, he had a puzzle piece in his mouth. He knows like not to put puzzles in his mouth. We were doing it together, and then he just put the puzzle piece in his mouth for no reason. So I was like, I don't know, should I say the name like on TV? I don't know. Should I not say the name? Little boy, I was calling little boy. Little boy, take that puzzle piece out your mouth, And he was like, like not taking it out, like that's a hazard. First of all, a child has a puzzle piece in his mouth, and I wasn't gonna like squeeze his cheek so he can, so he can choke on it. Exactly. So I was like, okay, if you don't, take the puzzle piece out your mouth, you're gonna have to sit down, and just not play with any more toys for the rest of the day. So he spat the puzzle piece at me, and that's when I blacked out. I was like, oh shit, like what's going on? So I felt like, Mr. Krabs, that was me. And I was like, what the fuck did you do? Like that was me. I was like, Mora, the other teacher in the room. I was like, Mora.
Where did he hit you at? In your face?
Girl, yeah, it was just like, it was so nasty because he kept it in his mouth for so long, so it was like saliva everywhere, and he spat that on me. I was like, so Louis just spat a puzzle piece at me. I don't know what to do, Literally, I didn't know what to do but to backhand him and like just go on about my day. But I'm at work. I just got started back at this job. I couldn't do that, and like I wanted to change like the way how I handled with the kids anyway. So I was like, I called for her, and she was like, oh my God, Louis, blah blah blah. She took him to the side, and I was like, what do I do when something like that happens? I literally asked because I didn't know what to do. I still felt like to slap him. So she was like, yeah, exactly. Like, so you have to obviously not hit other people's kids, it's not right. So I went to go speak to my boss about it, and she just like took the child out. We had like a little meeting with the child and myself. I was like this. So literally it was like a meeting with me and the little boy and like herself, and she was like, you don't put things in your mouth, you don't spit at your teachers, blah blah blah, like just talking to him, because literally kids do want to be talked to, like instead of like yelling at them or like hitting them, like they just want to be talked to, especially like this young child. He's the second of like another child who's older, who's more mature and can do things on her own. Like he wants to be like her and do things on his own and be mature. So yeah, she was just talking to him, and the rest of the day he was like fine, like he didn't bother me. I was just like, that was my morning though. I was like, this morning.
Oh my God.
That's like I wanted the backhand.
Fix
Like,
the whole case,
for
like,
real. I was like, damn, do I want this forever? Like, that's what made me realize, like, I know I don't want to be doing this job forever, like being a teacher, a daycare teacher. This is just for now because I know I don't have kids of my own. And I feel like it's practice, you know, to be patient and how to talk to kids is very important. So, but yeah, you have to learn how to like handle, you know, young adults. Literally, that's who they are. They're their own person. They're gonna show out. They're gonna have their own, you know, personality and their own identity and how they talk to you and how you talk to them. It all matters. From like literally the very beginning.
Well, toodles to you, girl. This is the teacher of the group. Stacey needs a babysitter. He goes down. No, sir. Only when Stacey's around, we have the play dates.
But it's different because Ethan and Elliot, they're like my nephews, so I could beat them.
Right, true, exactly.
Like
So
it's
that's-
different. They won't act up. They be trying to though, girl.
True. That's good.
But it's
But
different.
me, what I hate, so again, I love the medical field. I love helping people. But if we talk about the medical field, what I hate working at any job particularly is just because I'm a hard worker. Everybody loves me for my work ethic. So it's like I feel like sometimes in some places they take advantage of it, and I'm not the one to be taken advantage of in any types of way, shapes, or form. Like it just doesn't happen, and it's just like when we're in a professional field. You can't just tell people like you're not, you know, it's just a different way you have to speak to people. So I'm learning that. I'm learning how to approach people when I have problems and trying to solve issues because it's different from when you're in the streets. We can solve it any type of way, like any type of way, fighting, walking by, you can go your way, I go my way. But at the end of the day in work, you're gonna have to see these people Monday through Friday. You have to make your money, so we have to solve it and get through it. Like we have to come to in some type of agreement. Like we don't even gotta be cool, but you gotta do your job, I gotta do my job. We gotta communicate some way, somehow. You know. So that's what I've getting better with it. Cause like I said, I'm a supervisor at Qdoba, and I've been working there since for 5 years now. So my boss, she's like been really like, she's like a big sister to me for real. Like she's been helping me with my anger and how to talk to people because when I be having problems with these people, I just don't be knowing how to.
I'm about sitting here listening, like seeing if I could get some tips.
Oh my God.
That's something that I'm still working on too.
Yeah, it's a process. It really is. But I've learned to just not take everything so personal.
Yeah.
But how do you take everything so personal when, like, for like certain situations though, like you can like, okay, so for an example, like if you know certain things are being directed towards you, but you feel like, you know, if you say something, it'll look like you're just whining about it or you're just making a big deal out of nothing, but you personally feel affected by the situation. How do you not say anything? Like, how
This
do
is
you,
at work.
This could be at work or
Yeah.
not
So
at work.
I've learned, oh my God, the subliminals.
Exactly. Like that's what I'm
Subliminals.
saying.
So that's that high school bullshit. Like, all right, I just feel like I don't have time for it no more. I'm not gonna wind my energy. Mind you, you're doing subliminal. So either you're trying to get under my skin or you could not be. It's like it's for me to catch it or for me to not catch it.
Right.
And if you want me to catch something, you're gonna say it direct, and that's where my energy is gonna go to for you saying something directly to me.
Right.
Now it depends on what the person is saying. If they're doing like gestures, if they're like just
All of that.
trying to like, then it's just gonna have to be. Do you have a problem?
Yeah.
Do you have an issue?
And
Like,
this is
exactly
like,
and like
what is
right
my
now,
like? Do
to
you
make
have a
it like
problem with me?
interesting, let's switch it out.
I
Like,
just don't
what do you do if someone at work is doing that, or just okay? I'm gonna switch it up all the way around. What if someone at work, like they're not trying to be that way, but they are being that way without realizing? Like, how do you handle that? What do you do then?
So,
Like they're doing all the gestures and stuff.
like they have an
that,
attitude kind of thing.
like doing things without realizing that they're doing it. Like
I ask people, like, so now, because before, I will come to work and somebody's like, if you're acting some type of way, I'm going to act according to how you're acting.
right.
So if you want to act that way, okay. You want to slim shit, like, take it too, okay?
yeah.
But now, I give people the benefit of the doubt, and I'm like, you know, are you okay?
Yeah,
That's what I say. I have that approach. I'm like, is everything okay with you?
Maybe they had a bad day at home.
And if you telling me you fine from there, and whatever happens from there, and then whatever happens, but if because you have to be honest, you know, here's your opportunity to say whatever's on your mind.
Right,
I'm asking, well, is everything okay? But if you're lying and saying no, I'm good, and you want to carry on with the bullshit, and then things get out of hand eventually, then when it does get out of hand, I did check up on you, asked you if you're okay. Now you got me fucked up and you're doing some other shit. Like, my
Exactly, like now I don't give a fuck. Like now, whatever happens, because you didn't make the effort. And that's what I feel like is difficult to handle that at work.
Right, and then, but
especially
then with
dealing
that,
with older women.
and that's
yes, older women.
Right, but then with that though, I just feel like there's but so much I'm gonna say to you.
Right.
Like, y'all can call me a snitch if you want to, but this is work. Like, I don't have time to be doing this back and forth with you. At the end of the day, we do have a job to do, and our job isn't to be talking about this.
Right.
So there's but so much I'm gonna be saying to you, and if it's not getting through to you, and if our problem is not getting solved, at the end of the day, it needs to be solved. So I'm going to bring it to the next person, and I'm gonna say things are pretty much. It needs to only if the relationship is affecting our work.
Right.
You know, if we could be friends without, as long as our work is getting done. You know what I'm saying? But if it's starting to affect our work and nothing is getting through to between us two, I'm gonna bring it to the next person because it needs to get solved. Like, you're not taking this energy out on me because I have way too much anxiety. I cannot focus on you and what we have to do right now. Like, I can't do all that. So we gotta solve this, and I will bring it to the next person because at the end of the day, you do have to protect yourself because, and it's in a workplace, they will. Oh, I feel threatened. Like someone will be quick to say I feel threatened in a heartbeat. So you have to protect yourself and bring it to the next person before they do.
So what if in some instance, the person who you bring it up to, say the person who's above you, who's also in charge of, you know, the whole field that you're in, is close with that person?
Girl, I was just saying this to my best friend. There's always somebody that cares. If they don't give a fuck about you, there's always somebody above their head. Like, you keep on going.
Yeah.
I got fired from Beth Israel, I think last year or 2 years ago. The reason why they fired me was because of me being late. That was the reasoning.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, I'm always late. So that was a good reason. They got me. But where I got her,
Exactly.
that's because I've been there for over a year, okay? I've been late since I started. So if you guys want to fire me, y'all can fire me a long time ago. But instead, y'all gave me a raise 6 months ago. A $2 raise. Y'all don't do that regularly. Y'all gave me a $2 raise because y'all like my ethics, okay? Now, y'all didn't have to do that. Y'all could have kicked me up the door again a long time ago. So now when you're firing me here today, and about a month before she fired me, she changed my time. And mind you, this is a black boss. She just started working here a few months ago. And I knew either this is gonna go one way or another because black people, it's either they take too much power or they're just cool. So, what happened? So a month before, she changed my shift to, I was working, I think 8:30, she changed it to 9 or something, or 8:45, I don't know. So, you know, my ass with anxiety, yo, I be rushing to where I'm always at least 5 to 7 minutes late or something, but I be trying and they be seeing the progress and be seeing that I'm trying. So, as much as I knew this lady hated me, she still told me, she was like, oh, relax, like, she seen the anxiety, she was like, you be doing too much, like, relax, like, you're doing too much, like, no, she was like, you're good. And then I remember too, because this was a party that we had for one of our nurses that she said it that day. 2 weeks later, a week later, I had a photo shoot in New York. Yes, I'm saying it now, because I ain't there no more. So I had a photo shoot in New York, and I think it was Memorial Day weekend. So I was like, I'm about to call out. And mind you, where we work, I was a medical assistant for a specific doctor. So on Friday, like, I had a schedule and everything. Like, so that Friday, my doctor wasn't gonna be there. So there was nothing, if I'm not there, there's nothing that anybody has to do for me. Like, you know, nobody has to do any extra work. Just say Ray's not here, leave messages for any patients that need to, you know, contact my doctor, whatever the case may be. It's just not much that you guys have to do. It's nothing. And either way, I have the opportunity to do that because we have earned time. I can call out. I said it was an emergency, and I don't trust people anyway. And mind you, I don't have to express why I'm calling out. I said it's a family emergency. It's a family emergency. So I did that. That was the week before, and then the week after that, I had a doctor's appointment. I came back from I pretty much had to come to work late because I had a doctor's appointment in the morning. So I came back from work. And then she pretty much had it all set up to fire me. Like literally I was working for 30 minutes and then she came and she's like, oh, can we talk to you in Dr. Lockman's office? We're in there, we had the HR, they had mad people.
Yeah, you already knew it.
All set up. Mind you, it takes at least 1 or 2 weeks or something for you to contact HR and be like, oh, I need this person terminated or whatever the case may be, gather up your evidence and everything like that.
Yeah.
So that long ass story was reasons. Did y'all catch on? So that week before, I called out, and she tried to tell me, so the reason for my firing me was the timing. I mean, for me being late. But in the meeting, she gonna say my last draw was me calling out that Friday. I don't ever call out. I have earned time. I have the opportunity to do that.
She was like out to get you.
Yeah, she was very out to get me. And then you just told me 2 weeks ago that I was doing good with my timing. So how now 2 weeks later all of a sudden, and it takes about 2 weeks to generate this process. So you had this on your mind for about since then when you were talking to me that you wanted to fire me. So and you lying to my face, egging me on, like pretty much directing me the wrong way, telling me you're doing good, you're good, chill, when you ready to fire me. So I didn't say none of that in the meeting. I'm just like, oh, okay. I contacted HR the next day and I looked at my timesheet, and then she told me that's another thing too. She was like, oh, within the past some weeks, 3-4 weeks, you've been more than 7 times late. And I guess, they have the grace period. I was like, I doubt it. I was like, I want to see my timesheets. They didn't want to pull it up.
Oh, wow.
I got to my second job as soon as I left from there and looked at my timesheets. Definitely not. Definitely, I had like 2 times. So if you want to fire somebody, you need to have facts. So she was out to get me. I called HR and I put a wrongful termination. Went through the whole process and I got a wrongful termination. And then pretty much they made it a mutual agreement. That's what it is. So I was like, okay, because my thing was, you're not about to mess up my name. Like I love working. Like this is only that was my second job working in medical field. Like you're not gonna sit there and now I'm getting fired for something like that did not even have to happen, and you're trying to add baloney onto it. Like no, that's not happening. So now you're saying like I can't apply to them.
Nor did it have anything to do with
that Israel anymore. Not gonna
ethic.
happen. So I got my name back, and she was stupid as fuck. I know they was mad as shit. HR was definitely disappointed in her. Like, cause how does that look? How does that look? You look crazy. But
she's all like I got that bitch.
That was a good way to get back. I hope she watches this.
Shout out to you, Becky.
Thank you for watching Life Behind the Dream. I hope you enjoyed.
We appreciate you guys sticking tuned with us behind the Life Behind the Dream.
And stay tuned for updates and future segments. And if you have anything that you think that we should talk about, drop it in the comments below.
Thank you.
Bye.
Later.